Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Going On Daily Live Monday edition. I'm your host, Mike Palmer, and sitting in with me today is the lovely Miss Becky Turner. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning. It's been forever.
Yes, it's been forever since you and I have done a show together.
I know. I feel like I don't even know you anymore.
I know, because this is the only time we talk is on this show. It's so weird.
That's not true.
It's like we're friends, but this is the only time. Well, I mean, speak. Yes, there are the occasional text message through the Facebooky.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to just
But
call you. I'm a millennial. We don't phone call.
oh, that's right.
It gives
You
us
can send me a
anxiety.
letter to me. Hey, do you find yourself whistling the theme song to our show here? It's quite catchy.
Yeah. It's in my head pretty often.
Yeah, I was just sitting here and I'm like singing along to the show as it's starting. Well, my printer ran out of ink this morning, so I'm sort of improvising between phone screen and handwritten notes. So everybody, bear with me here a little bit.
Do you normally
Facebook.
print your notes?
What?
Do you normally print your notes?
I normally print my notes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm Gen Z. We print. We have papers. We use
That's
paper.
right. I actually prefer that myself.
You
But
don't.
printing is a smart idea. I hand write it and then I'm like, what did I write again? Because my
Oh,
writing
look at
is
that! You got a
terrible.
book and everything.
Oh, I've got two today. I got all of the things
Oh,
because I
I
lose
print
stuff.
and then
So
I
then
throw
where's my
away.
other book? So,
Very wasteful.
yeah,
All right, follow
these
us
are
on
just
Facebook at RI Broadcasting. On YouTube, it's Rhode Island Broadcast. I have to move around to see the paper. Support us on Patreon at RI Broadcasting. We got a lot of stories lined up for you today. Everything good
yes,
up
we
in
do.
Canada today? Is everybody fine?
I haven't been in contact with everyone today, but it seems
Oh,
like all is well. Apparently, the
well, it's
Northern Lights were just crazy last night where I live.
well.
I wish
There
I
was
could have
a
seen.
meteor shower last night all over. You could see it from anywhere in
I'm
North America.
out of the loop. I wish I'd known.
Oh, well,
Oh,
it's tomorrow night and the next night too. If that helps you.
okay. Yeah, a
But you
lot
have
of
to be
people
where
were
it's
posting like,
completely has to
mm,
be dark for to be able to see it though.
right. I mean, I live in a pretty small town, so yeah, it's not far from the country, so I could head out and see it. But what time?
Yeah,
Like in the middle of the night?
in the middle of
Like
like
2
midnight to 3 a.m. They said is the busiest part,
seems a little late for me.
and you have to stare. So it's not like
Yeah.
they're going whoo whoo whoo. You have to look and another one. That might be one.
Yeah, maybe. We thought
Maybe.
they were one day and then it was just Starlink and we're like, oh,
Oh,
that's
that's cool
cool.
when you see the satellites go over though. You used to be able to see those
It
from
is.
my where I
'Cause
used to
you're
live.
like,
Yeah,
it is 15 lights in a perfect like linear form. And then you're like,
right.
oh, it's the internet.
Oh, linear. Look at you. Good
Yeah, thank
words.
you.
All right, a Florida man has been charged after lassoing a 9 foot alligator. Oh, I like
Is it
these
you?
graphics.
Are you the
No,
Florida
no,
man?
no, no. I am Florida, but
Okay.
this man was 71. He's a tad bit older than I am.
Oh, okay.
7-year-old was arrested and spent the night in jail after authorities say he illegally lassoed an alligator. Apparently, there's a legal way you can do it.
Oh, okay.
Robert
Yeah.
Tennessee Collin of Cape Coral was charged last week after he captured a gator without proper permissions, according to the local authorities. Collin was concerned about the turtles in his local canal, he told the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and received no response when he called the Office or Animal Control.
Hmm.
They don't have the manpower or the hours to wait for this alligator to appear, he told Florida Today. Part of the U.S. I doing them a favor, thought it was helping. Carlin took
Oh,
matters into his own. He took matters into it. He's just a little old man, just trying to save the turtles.
oh, what a sweetheart. Trying to save the
Right.
world.
There's a bug crawling across my computer. Carlin took
Gross.
matters into Wednesday using a nylon clothesline to create a noose-style loop to lasso what he told Florida Today was an aggressive alligator.
Hmm.
He managed to get the loop hooked around the 9 foot alligator's upper jaw, at which point he tied the rope to a handrail to secure it and called authorities. When police responded, Colin initially told them he had found the gator that way because he didn't want the glory, or telling them he'd trapped it, he told Florida Today. After
Hmm.
reviewing security footage, however, police were able to confirm that Colin had been the one to. Wait, security footage? Apparently, there's a camera on this bridge. Colin does not have a license to legally remove or attempt to remove a gator, he was charged with killing, injuring, or possessing an alligator or egg without authorization. A felony, police told USA Today.
A felony.
It's a felony in
Wow.
the state of Florida. You cannot accost the alligators. It's
I
too dangerous.
Yeah, but are they more concerned for the human doing it or for the alligator that's getting
The
accosted?
alligator. It's the alligator.
Okay. Isn't the population of alligators kind of out of control down there?
Not as bad as you think. We do have an alligator season, but you have to have permits, like when you guys hunt moose and
Season?
stuff up there. Yeah, there's a season.
Oh, okay. You can hunt them?
Yes, they have. They use what's called a bang stick.
A bang stick, so not a
Bang stick.
lasso around his mouth.
No. It's a long metal pole, and they mount a shotgun shell on the end of it, and you have to come up behind the alligator, and then the shell goes boom, and then he's dead.
That's pretty twisted, but okay.
It's quick. It's painless. They don't feel a thing. They interviewed some of them that survived, and they said they didn't feel anything.
They're like this now, like,
Right? Yeah, they're just the ones that are off center. They use those for the horror movies.
oh,
Let's
that's
see. Let me tell you what I did to help you out, and they told me to put my hands behind my back. He said, "I'm not from Florida." What? I told them I couldn't do that because I just had heart surgery. Oh, see, he shouldn't have been doing it anyway. I didn't know it
well,
was illegal. I'm not from Florida. I was just trying to help.
oh, where's he from?
Well, let's read on and see if we can find out.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Colin told Florida Today he spent about 13 hours in jail before he was released on a $2,500 bond, which means he only had to come up with $250. So that's not that big a deal.
Oh, okay.
Multiple local outlets have reported that the gator, which classified as a nuisance, was later euthanized, which means they made him sleepy.
Poor little guy.
They're a proper Lily's 9 feet long.
Poor big guy.
He's huge. There are proper channels to follow to get a nuisance or dangerous gator removed from the area. A representative for the Brevard County Sheriff's Office told USA Today. Well, he said he tried to do that, though. Concerned citizens could contact the local law enforcement or Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to have a licensed trapper come out and relocate the animal. There's a page 2. I hate when there's a page 2 because the pages stick together. So, alligator, they're big here in Florida. Oh, apparently that is it. There's only one page. There was only one page. So we don't know where he's from. That was not important to the news story, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking like if dude was from somewhere that had no interaction with alligators whatsoever, like Canada, for example, we would have no idea what to do. But I would think if you were native to Florida, maybe you'd have more experience with alligators. I don't know. That was just my thought process.
They used to teach you in school when I was younger how to run from alligators in case you get chased by one because they are quite fast.
It's like this, right?
Zigzag. See, even you're from Canada. Yeah, you zigzag. Alligators can only run in a straight line. They have no turning ability. Oh yeah, Ron said lasso, so maybe he is from Texas.
Texas or something. Interesting. Well,
I don't know.
I feel bad for the guy. He was trying his best.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't getting much help. Maybe should have called Fish and Wildlife instead of just the police department.
Well, like maybe he should have, but
years ago we had it was a little alligator, but we had one in the yard. We called and they sent somebody out. Wasn't much trouble.
Oh, okay. And he was a little guy?
He was probably 3 or 4 feet long, for an alligator to do it. We did try to catch it ourselves, but that was pointless. That didn't work out well at all. And good thing we didn't. We would have ended up in jail, I guess. So.
Yeah, right. $2,500 fine.
Right. Now, I live in a neighborhood that has 2 lakes, and we have alligators all the time. But the problem when the trapper comes out is he has to have a permit for every person's property. So, like, if there's 9 houses on the lake, he's got to get 9 different permits. He's got to get a permit for every piece of property that faces a lake to catch an alligator in the lake.
That seems very stupid. It should just be like that, like permit for the lake.
Right. And I think if they're over 3 or 4 feet long, they euthanize it. If it's under that, they have a place where they take them.
Oh,
because they get used to people, they're gonna eat the peoples.
I suppose I'm picturing them like seagulls or like pigeons, just very friendly around humans. They've become domesticated.
No, nope, not at all. It's not
Just like
not the way
flock
that
of them, you're
works.
throwing them crumbs. Oh,
No, we
okay.
had a homeless guy lose his leg a couple of months ago trying to swim at 3 o'clock in the morning in the lake where the alligators are.
Yeah, I mean, natural
Yeah,
selection.
swimming in the middle of the night is gonna happen.
Why was he doing that? He was a crackhead. If I
Yeah,
know all
well,
the tablets, he was a crackhead.
allegedly maybe he was on the drugs. We don't know.
He'd have to be.
It's America. We like to sue people. You can't just come out and say those things, Becky.
Oh, well, I'm Canadian. I don't know better.
That's right. That is Becky Turner. Send her mail. All right. So Robin Williams died, huh? That's terrible.
Well, a decade ago, yeah, he
Decade
did.
ago.
Yeah, that's right. So yesterday was the
Terrible at
10
segue.
year.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. Terrible segue.
Terrible.
Speaking of death, so Robin Williams died 10 years ago. It was the anniversary, and he was 63 years old when he died. Now, he died by suicide. The official ruling was asphyxia by hanging. So
Yes.
he hung himself.
Terrible way
Terrible.
to go. Terrible.
Terrible. I mean, you'd have to be just so, I don't know, just in the wrong headspace to even be able to do stuff like
If
that,
I remember
right?
correctly, he did it in a sitting position too, so that's even harder to do.
Oh, really? So just like
He
put it
like
in and
leaned into it.
yeah, so it's like you had control to just like lean back or
Yeah,
stand
all you
up,
do is sit
but
up, and it could have been over.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it said that there was no alcohol or drugs in his system. The only thing that was in there was prescription drugs, and they were just in therapeutic levels. So
Hmm.
just like his medications. So, I mean, that terrible.
Terrible.
It did say that he suffered from depression and anxiety for some time, as you know, most
Yes.
comedians do.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
do. You find that
funny.
you, but unfortunately, we don't find that out till after they're gone.
No, you think, oh, this guy's happy and he's funny and he's
Right? It
laughing all
makes
the
people
time.
laugh all
No,
the time and
literally,
everything.
it's a
No.
defense mechanism trying to cope with whatever he's dealing with. You know, he's
Right.
probably the fun guy to deal with what's going on in his head.
Probably why he
Um,
was on drugs and alcohol for so long, trying to self-medicate.
Yeah, I did say that in the 70s and 80s, he was an addict, and then
Yes.
he had a son, and then he was good friends with John Belushi. He was with John Belushi partying the night that he
Right.
died,
Yep.
and that, I think, lit a fire under his butt, you know, with his brand new baby and things like that. So he
Right.
went to rehab, and then he was clean, and then he was clean until the 2000s, I think, when he started drinking again. But
Mm.
yeah, poor guy. But it, and
Terrible.
it said that he had Lewy body dementia or Lewy body disease, which has Parkinson's with it. My grandma actually has this. So
Oh.
it's dementia, but it also affects you like Parkinson's disease does. So, and with that also comes more depression. Now, it said that
Oof.
2 years later, the Journal of Medicine called Neurology, it
Yes.
said that his was one of the worst pathologies that they had seen for Lewy body disease. So he was
Oh wow.
declining really fast, I think, and I guess he just
Uh,
couldn't handle it anymore.
right.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to dwell on suicide for a long time. Also, side note, this
Yes.
has nothing to do with Robin Williams, but um, I'm on social media a lot, and I find that people are offended by the word suicide or by killed now. Have you seen this?
Yes.
They
No.
say they say unalived.
Oh, I have noticed that. Right. Yeah.
It's weird to
Yes.
me. Like it
That is
literally
weird.
means the same. Just like you
It's
said
just.
homeless earlier, you can't call them homeless anymore. They're unsheltered.
Oh.
Canada, man. Anyway, so I wrote
Unsheltered.
down I know my mom said it yesterday and I was like, you mean homeless people? She's like, no, they're called
No,
unsheltered. And
Becky,
I
we
was
don't
like,
say that anymore. It's not homeless.
I'm like, well, less equals un and home equals sheltered. So I'm like, I think it's the same thing.
Right.
But
If you get ill
anyways,
now, are you unhealthy?
oh, I think you are called like a chronic sufferer. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't like to pander. I don't like to be
I don't
socially.
want to give in to them at all. No.
No, I told my mom that. I said, I don't pander to this. This is nonsense.
This is
But
nonsense.
okay, anyways, back to
So
Robin
anyway,
Williams.
Back to Robin.
I wrote
You know,
down.
he's the only celebrity I got upset with when he died. I loved Robin Williams. He's the only celebrity I got upset with when he died. I loved Robin Williams. I was a big fan.
Yeah, see, like, I don't get super wrapped up in celebrities dying, but you're right. That
No, I
one
don't
hit
either.
hard. Even when I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah. And I
I
remember at the time I was on vacation and I remember being fairly like shocked and sort of taken aback by it. Maybe not devastated, but really
I
quite bothered by it.
I think because how he died. If
Yeah, because like
it,
when
it,
celebrities
it
go,
would
it's usually
if
like
it had been some horrible
over
disease or a car accident
a
or
cancer,
even
car accident, or OD.
yeah, but to do it to yourself. Now, I mean, it makes more sense now they found out, that he was sick and maybe he didn't want people to see him decline that way.
Yeah, and you
It
do.
makes
Like I know with my grandma, the brain goes first,
right,
and so you're starting to forget things, and then your body goes. So now she's
right.
falling along. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that's how my father went. He had dementia and his mind had gone. I mean, he didn't know who we were sometimes, and then he fell, and once he fell, he broke a rib, punctured his lung, and then he just never came back from that.
terrible. Yeah, and he was only 63. So for that to
Right?
happen when you're still young, really, like people live to 100, like so you're still
Sure.
young, and that's hard.
It is.
Added stress of being famous, Hollywood,
Right.
whatever. I think like I don't agree with it, but like I guess I understand.
And
So
I mean,
anyway, I wrote down
his talent was his mind. So if that starts to go,
true. Yeah.
what do you have left?
Yeah. Yeah, really nothing.
Hmm.
I wrote down some of his best movies. So feel free to chip in,
Are these
but Mrs.
Canadian best
Doubtfire.
movies? Those are the ones because
No.
we've seen in the past your best isn't
I've been
exactly.
wrong before.
All
Yeah.
right, but go
Well,
ahead. Let's see what you got.
Mrs. Doubtfire,
Okay,
great
we'll give you
movie.
that one. It's a good movie. Yes.
Hook.
What
You
was the
remember
next one? Hook.
Hook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yes.
Aladdin, great movie.
That's more of a voiceover. Would that be considered one of his movies? I get. I
I
guess.
think so. Yeah,
I
I think
guess.
so.
Okay.
A Night at the Museum. He was in those ones.
Yes, he was in those.
Teddy
Not the
Roosevelt.
main star, but okay. He was
No,
still.
but he was in there. Flubber. These are
Yes,
movies that I
Flubber.
grew up on, right? Flubber.
Ah, okay,
Uh,
Flubber.
Jack.
Yeah,
Jack
that's a
is
good
one.
movie.
Yeah. Good Will Hunting,
I was hoping that
which
one was in there. Yes, Good Will Hunting.
yes, I think it's one of his better movies. 1 Hour Photo, such a weird movie.
Oh, that was a good movie. He did such a good job in that one.
Oh yeah, he made the best creep.
Yes. Good
Like
Morning
I did not.
Vietnam. Yes, Ron. That was a good one.
Yeah, I put down Good Morning Vietnam. Jumanji.
Yep, that's a good one.
Uh,
Insomniac.
And
Yeah,
then,
Ron's into the weird movies, but
oh, I've never seen that one. Also, the way that my phone is set up, I can't see any comments, so you'll have to read them to me.
oh, Insomniac. He says.
Yeah, I know I heard you.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
I just don't know what that is.
Very
Insomniac.
similar to the other one where he was a creepy person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember he did two creepy movies kind of back to back, so maybe that was the
That
other
was
one.
the other one. Yeah, Popeye, World According to Garp.
Patch Adams,
Yeah, oh, that was a good one. That was a true
bad
story
movie.
too.
Yeah, it was. And then of course
RV.
TV show.
Ron says
It
RV.
was
That's
cute. It was cute.
what?
Didn't make my list. Cute. Mork and Mindy is TV show.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's
I
how he
mean,
became famous.
yeah, beloved. Everyone loved Robin Williams. It was such a sad day when he went.
Yes. Do you know in every movie he did, he had a clause that they had to hire so many homeless people to work on the crew.
Oh, you mean unsheltered people?
Oh yeah, sorry, unsheltered. Well, back then it was homeless.
Oh, yeah. Did he really? That's amazing.
Yes.
What a sweetheart.
What comic relief with Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg? These helped
Oh, I
script
haven't
that.
seen that one.
You never heard of comic relief? It's a big charity thing they did here in the '80s.
No, I was born in the 80s. The later
Oh,
ones.
I'm dating myself, aren't I? Here, yeah. Do you know who Billy Crystal is?
Yeah, of course.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so the three of them did all these charity concert type shows, and they
Oh,
were on
okay.
TV, sort of like the. Do you know who Jerry Lewis is? Am I going way back that way?
Mhm.
So Jerry did the Jerry Lewis Telethon for muscular dystrophy. He did that for years and years.
Oh, wow.
So they did comic relief, same idea. Back when they were doing farm relief, and I mean it was all sorts of things in the '80s.
That's cool.
Nobody
Thank you
mentioned
for the.
Moscow on the Hudson. He did a Russian accent for
Yes,
like an
I do
hour and
know that. My mom really likes it. When we were in Tijuana last year, she watched it, and I was like, "What is this? Like, why are we
was
watching?"
it in English or was it in Spanish? Because that'd be
It
funny.
was in English, but like because you don't get very many English channels there, I
Right.
was like, "Hey, I guess we're watching this."
Right. Yeah. Nothing to pick from.
Exactly. I went to bed. My mom was excited about it though.
One trip to China, I watched a documentary on bamboo for a week because it was the only thing on TV at the hotel that was in English. I know everything there is to know about
I was gonna
bamboo.
say, you're quite the bamboo connoisseur these days.
Quite the bamboo. That's right. You can even eat it.
I
You can
can
eat.
imagine.
You can eat
I
bamboo.
do read it.
There's a
In
whole
your in the rice bowl, bamboo
there's a whole
shoots.
city built out of bamboo somewhere in China.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yes.
Amazing. Anyways, rest in peace, Robin Williams. You,
Yes.
I'm sure, missed greatly by
Indeed.
many people.
Yes. Mm. Now that we're all depressed, we
Why did we start on this topic,
I don't
Ron?
know, but we're following it with another show about dead people. Crew of the Titan sub knew they were going to die before an implosion, according to more than $50 million lawsuit being brought by the family of the French explorer.
Oh,
That's that submarine, it crushed itself.
yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. The family of the French explorer who died in a submersible implosion has filed a more than $50 million. First three stories are all about that. Yes, thank you, Ron. Filed a more than $50 million lawsuit saying the crew experienced terror and mental anguish before the disaster and accusing the sub's operator of gross negligence.
Okay.
Paul Nagrolet was among 5 people who died when the Titan submersible imploded during a voyage to the famed Titanic wreck site in North Atlantic in June of 2023. No one survived the trip aboard the experimental submersible owned by OceanGate, a company in Washington State that has since suspended operations. Well, their one
Mhm.
sub's kind of gone. Known as Mr. Titanic, Nagrolet participated in 37 dives to the Titan site, the most of any diver in the world, according to the lawsuit. He was regarded as one of the world's most knowledgeable people about the famous wreck. Attorneys for his estate said in an emailed statement that the doomed submersible had a troubled history and that the OceanGate failed to disclose key facts about the vessel and its durability. No, Ron wants to
Oh,
know if at the funeral everyone's saying yellow submarine.
I very much doubt
I
that.
doubt it because it was white, so maybe they subbed in white submarine. According to the lawsuit, the Titan dropped weights about 90 minutes into the dive, indicating the team had aborted or attempted to abort the dive. While the exact cause of failure may be never determined, experts agree that the Titan's crew would have realized exactly what was happening, the lawsuit states. Common sense dictates that the crew were all aware they were going to die before dying.
Oh no.
Does that help in a lawsuit? Can you claim common sense? Maybe they were all excited and they're still looking out the windows. Or window. I think there was only one window.
Right, one window.
Only one window. The lawsuit goes on to say the crew may well have heard the carbon fibers cracking noises grow more intense as the weight of the water pressed on Titan's hull. The crew lost communication and perhaps power as well, by experts reckoning they would have continued to descend in full knowledge of the vessel's irreversible failures, experiencing terror and mental anguish prior to the Titan's untimely imploding. Oh,
Yeah.
sounds terrible. Plus, it's so small. I'm a little claustrophobic. I don't know why anybody would do that.
Wait, is this the one that was like all in the news? Like, oh, we can save the submarine, and then they couldn't save the submarine, and there's like all
Well,
these millionaires in it. Is this
well,
the same one?
there were 5 millionaires in it, and
Right.
there was the one that went missing, and they hoped that they were still alive, and then they started finding pieces, and then you saw the videos of how it just sort of like a tin can just sort of collapsed on itself.
This is the same one.
This is the same one, yes,
Oh,
on
okay.
the
I was like, what? You
Titanic.
sent me that.
No, this is the same one. Now, the family of the French explorer is suing
Hmm.
for 50
Well,
million.
you know what? I don't think they're wrong in that.
I would imagine he signed something before he got in it.
Right now, you're right. If he had lived, maybe they should sue. Are they entitled to compensation because he chose to go on his own right and
Right.
then there was an accident? Maybe
They're
not.
claiming terror and mental anguish. Now that's
Okay,
just
maybe I don't
assumed.
agree with it.
Maybe that's just assumed because they don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe he was the one that punched out the window or something. I mean, they have no way of telling.
Yeah, right.
Maybe he was terribly upset and
Interesting.
had that disease that Robin Williams had from the other story.
Yeah, maybe he snapped.
Snapped and panicked and got claustrophobic. He tried to open the hatch, maybe.
Maybe.
The suit also criticizes Titan's hip contemporary wireless electronic system and states that none of controls or gauges would work without a constant source of power and a wireless signal. So maybe the Wi-Fi went out or something. So
Oh, right.
though Ocean Gates designated Nargalet as a member of the crew, many of the particulars about the vessel's flaws and shortcomings were not disclosed and were purposely concealed. The attorneys from Busby Law Firm, that's one of the best, Busby, of Houston,
Right.
Texas, said in their statement. Tony Busby, everybody's heard of Tony, one of the attorneys on the case said that one of the suit's goals is to get answers for this one, for the family as to the exact how this happened, and I'm sure the money. He wants to get the money,
Mhm.
and how those
Yeah,
involved could allow this to happen. He might have known. He might have been. He might have known that it had problems.
right.
That might have been him
Well,
jumping in the water there behind you on your picture.
that's right. That
That
there he is, right here.
that could have been him.
Right.
Concerns were raised in the aftermath of the disaster about whether the Titan was doomed due to its unconventional design and its creators' refusal to submit to independent checks that are standard in the industry. Its implosion also raised questions about the viability and future of private deep sea exploration. They should probably not have
Mhm.
private deep sea exploration.
I don't think so. The ocean, you don't mess with the ocean. You should stay
And everybody
above
knew
sea.
he didn't submit to the testing, so I mean, I don't. It's a terrible thing they all died. That's terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't feel. I
Oh,
don't really feel sorry for him. You got in a tiny little carbon fiber tube.
yeah. Again, natural selection. This
There
is
you
a
go.
whole episode of natural selection. Not that
Right.
they deserve to die, they don't, but like they're going to the bottom of the ocean in a tiny little vessel. Like there's a solid chance that something bad's going to
With a
happen.
Nintendo controller steering.
Uh, yeah, you're right. And what could
There
go
were
wrong?
red flags everywhere, guys.
There were red flags everywhere.
Red flag
Okay.
everywhere.
Well,
The
then I
U.S.
do
Coast
not agree
Guard.
with their
What? Say it again.
I do not agree with their lawsuit. I changed my mind.
No, I don't either. The U.S. Coast Guard quickly conveyed a high-level investigation. Convened. Sorry, they didn't convey. Convened a high-level investigation, which is ongoing. A key public hearing that is part of the investigation is scheduled to take place in September. The Titan made its last dive on June 18th. Oh, that's my anniversary. 2023, a
Oh,
Sunday morning, and lost contact with its support vessel about 2 hours later after a search and rescue mission that drew attention around the world. The wreckage of the Titan was found on the ocean floor about 984 feet off the bow of the Titanic, about 435 miles or 700 kilometers for the Canadian viewers, south of St. John's, Newfoundland. Newfoundland.
okay.
Is it pronounced
Newfoundland. Yeah.
Newfoundland? Newfoundland?
Newfoundland, yeah.
Thank you. OceanGate CEO and co-founder Stockton Rush. Ooh, that sounds like a superhero, like an action figure. Stockton
In Rush. Yeah.
was operating the Titan. Oh, he's dead too. The Titan, when it imploded, the lawsuit describes Rush as an eccentric and self-styled innovator in the deep sea diving industry and names his estate as one of the defendants, of course, because he has lots of money.
Mm.
In addition to Rush and Nargalet, the implosion killed British adventurer Hamish Harding and two members of a prominent Pakistan family, Shahzad Dawood and his son Suleiman Dawood.
Mm.
Hmm. Well, good luck. I think it's a frivolous lawsuit. Somebody's just trying to get paid.
Yeah, like I think there maybe should be some sort of compensation, maybe as like an insurance payout for, what had happened. Do I think $50 million is appropriate? Not really. I
They
don't
all
think
went
that's like,
voluntarily. I don't, I'm
yeah, they weren't
sorry.
worth there. They weren't
Right.
sent
Nobody was
there
forced
again.
to get in the little tiny tube.
Well, I guess it's like if you're in a plane crash, does your family get to sue Delta because,
Well, see
your plane
that
went down?
that's I think that's a little different because I mean, yes, you flew in the plane, but you didn't expect. The odds of you crashing in a plane aren't as high as I'm sure as dying in a tiny submarine going down to the bottom of the
That's
ocean.
fair. On the ocean floor. Yes, you're probably right.
Right. I mean, they're one of what, maybe 20 people that have done it. You
Right.
get you get 100 and something people on every airplane, and they fly all the time, and they don't crash.
Okay, maybe it's more like I'm gonna climb Mount Everest. Oh, you died on the top of the tallest mountain?
Right.
Shocking.
Apparently,
Right.
the
Okay.
Mount Everest is covered in dead bodies.
Oh, we've heard this. Because what
Yeah,
do? No one's coming there to rescue you.
nobody's going to get you. And they use them as waypoints. Like, okay, I've climbed up to the guy with the blue stocking cap. It's 500 more feet to the lady in the yellow jacket.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know what drives people to go do these things. Like
I don't either.
I'm
It's silly.
super conservative in everything, but like dying I don't love, so I try
No,
not to.
I'm not fond
But
of it either. You know,
it's not my favorite thing to do, so
right?
I try to like
It's
limit that risk.
Yeah, it's not on my bucket list. Yeah, it's the last thing on my bucket list. But other than that,
Yeah, right. Your kick the bucket list, maybe.
right, kick the bucket.
Yeah.
All right, so it was very cold down there. So now we're going to go to cold plunging. These are always
Yes. So
transitioning so well
speaking
today.
of, well, I guess. Oh no, I was gonna make not a very good joke. Okay,
Go
so
ahead. Come
cold.
on. Go ahead. What are they going to do?
I'll
Cancel us?
say
We won't
it
have
once
advertisers
I've
here.
explained cold plunging, and then it'll make more sense.
Okay.
Okay, so you've done this ever, cold plunge or
No,
ice bath?
my business partner and best friend swears by it. He has a freezer in his garage that he has turned into a cold plunge.
Inverted, right? Yeah, I mean it's the
Yes.
perfect fit, right? So cold plunging is 50 degrees Fahrenheit or less. That's
Yep.
10 degrees Celsius or less.
Okay.
And you do it for about 30 seconds up to a few minutes. This actually dates back to ancient Greece, where Hippocrates is quoted saying that it can help return strength and vitality. So this is not like a new thing. You see celebrity or not celebrities, like athletes doing it all the time. They have
Sure.
like
Right.
ice
Yeah.
packs,
The ice
ice
baths and
bath, or
stuff.
whatever.
Right.
It can improve your heart health. It can improve metabolism, lower pain. It can actually serve as a temporary mood boost that can lead into long-term mental health benefits for you, like decreasing your anxiety and depression, which is crazy. It helps boost your immune system. It lowers inflammation. It improves your insulin sensitivity. So, I mean, it has like a ton of very good, solid anecdotal side effects of doing it. It's not
Sure.
just sitting in cold and that, it's trendy. Like there's actually reasons why people are doing this. So this, I mean, the picture behind me, people
Right.
will go in lake. That doesn't appeal to me, but like in a controlled space where I can just easily get out, I think that sounds okay.
It seems dangerous.
It seems dangerous. That's right. Are there no sharks?
I
Probably
mean,
not because
you
it's
can't
cold
really get.
water. Are there no
It's
poisons?
right. So you're in there a little too long, you start to sink. It's not like you can grab the edge of the tub and pull yourself out. I think we lost her. Hello. It's just me now. Well, moving on. Where are the? Oh, there she is. Oh, she's. This is the joys of live entertainment, folks. Can it put your body in shock? That's no. It's my show now. You go away. It's just me.
That was so weird. I could still hear you and see you, but my face was gone.
Yeah, reaching for your camera or something, and they're gone.
Weird. Yeah, your screen is super fuzzy to me. I'm clear, but yours is really fuzzy. So
Oh well, it's good on my end.
okay. Well, as
The
long as it's
viewers.
good
So,
for the listeners or the viewers, then that's all that matters.
you're a
Shall
little
I
bit of
go?
a delay.
Am I? What the heck?
Yeah, just keep going. That's all right.
Okay. So there are some negatives to doing cold plunging, like cardiovascular stress, blood pressure, and heart rate spikes. So if you have a heart condition, you should be aware before you're doing these things. Hypothermia, obviously, you could get too cold and die.
Right.
Hyperventilation, that one, I did a cold plunge like a week or two ago. and like legit, you start to hyperventilate. You're kind of like, so you have to really
Right. If you're
regulate
in there
your
too
breathing.
long.
Yeah, well, I wasn't even in there a long time, but I started to freak out. Disorientation and muscle cramping is also a side effect, which happened. I tried to get out of this, then I like my legs were all locked up. So, and of course, drowning, because if you start to get disorientation and shortness of breath, there's a chance that you as well. So that's why I think a controlled environment, like a little bucket, is probably a better choice than diving into the Arctic Ocean.
Oof. I've tried doing it in the shower. It's just so uncomfortable.
It is so uncomfortable, especially when you've just had a warm shower,
Right. Well,
and then you're exiting
that's
it
why
to the cold.
my friend told me. He said at the end, instead of turning the water off, turn it to cold and then stand.
Mhm.
Just had the hot. It's just so uncomfortable.
It's almost better if you start cold and leave it
You would
cold the
think that
whole
would make
time.
more
Maybe
sense, but I guess you want to put your body into the shock part, though.
I guess so. Yeah, I know. I've done it too in the shower and I hate it. But they're saying with cold plunging, 30 seconds of doing it, that's when your benefits actually plateau. So when you're doing it for 60 or 90 seconds or longer, there's actually no extra benefit to going longer. So 30 seconds is kind of
Really?
the sweet spot. And yeah, so tell your friend that. Be in there for
Oh,
4 minutes,
weird.
looking cool, being a martyr, posting to social media, 30 seconds in and out.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
crazy, right?
Do you do
And
red
doing
light
it
therapy?
daily is, I do. I have one in my
Light
right
therapy.
beside my couch. I'm gonna do I'll do a show one day sitting there underneath it. It's my favorite. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it made my hair grow back like crazy after chemo. I laid under
Oh,
it
did it really? Wow.
to try and
Yeah.
just feel. Oh yeah,
Oh.
and it grew dark. Like my hair, not that my hair was this color, but my hair was, like a blonde, and it grew dark. And apparently, the red light will do that.
Apparently, we're having some technical difficulties.
Um,
Thank you, everybody.
this, am I frozen?
I'm no, I'm getting the third word though. I don't know if it's you or if it's Ron.
What is going? I don't know.
Ron says he's having problems
Well,
too.
I guess
Oh, now he says
is
it's
it
you.
Restream? Is it our platform? It's not me. Mine is perfectly clear. Well,
Oh, I'm on a bad Wi-Fi here too. Maybe I need to change. Okay, I'm gonna 20 minutes. All right, I'm gonna change Wi-Fi's and come right back.
I can talk more about cold.
All right, I don't know who's on and who's not at this point. Ron, is it just me?
There we go.
There we go. Oh, you look clear.
Okay, this is good. Oh, I'm
Journal,
still I'm still laggy.
just a little bit.
Just weird. Yeah, I was just saying, like, I looked up cold plunging and how it relates to cancer, and apparently there's a lot of studies that show that it actually stops tumor growth.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so different studies that they've done where, they've injected cancer into mice and then they've put a few in a cold environment, a few in a warm environment, and the cold ones lasted twice as long, like they lived for twice as long.
Right.
And it showed that different tissue that burns the cancer was activated in the cold ones. And then this tissue, it's called brown adipose tissue, it actually consumes glucose, which is what cancer also consumes. So then it eats it before the cancer can get to it. So
Oh,
there
wow.
was different studies talking about it. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So I think, 30 seconds is all you need. A couple times a week, just take a cold plunge
Yeah,
or
who
a,
can't do 30 seconds? That's not. It's probably longer than you think when you're cold, but
yeah,
still, it's not long at all.
breathe through it. And yeah, you'll definitely see the results, especially if you have some sort of pain or inflammation in a body part. It's very helpful for that.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
All
What
right.
have you got?
All right. I've been saving this story for when you were back.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's what happened to the Canadian Mounties.
Oh, what did
Apparently, they're
happen?
not around much anymore.
I've never seen one.
All right. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, commonly known as Mounties, have long been an iconic symbol of Canadian heritage and law enforcement.
Mhm,
However, in recent years, the RCMP, which they are called, has
mhm.
faced a series of challenges and controversies that have called its future and reputation into question. We don't see. We're skipping the historical background. In the past decade, the RCMP has been plagued by several significant issues:
Hmm,
systematic racism and misconduct,
okay. Agreed.
allegations. What? No, you're not. You're not surprised at all.
No, I said agree to disagree. This probably comes on the heels of everyone in the state saying that cops are racist and
Well, this was actually from Chat GPT.
oh, okay. Uh, solid
Art-
source of information.
It is anymore. Sure, it is. There's no bias with Chat GPT at all. They just pull information off the internet.
Mhm.
Allegations of systematic racism and misconduct within the force have surfaced, with Indigenous communities particularly vocal about their experiences of discrimination and excessive force.
Okay.
Workplace harassment. Numerous reports of workplace harassment and bullying have emerged, leading to several lawsuits and settlements. The force has struggled to address these issues, effectively impacting morale and public trust. Operational strains, increasing demands on the Mounties from addressing national security threats to policing rural and remote communities have stretched resources thin. This has led to criticism over the Mounties' ability to effectively manage its diverse responsibilities. Well, apparently, oh, I thought you got really mad and just left.
No, I don't know what's going on today.
Accountability and reform. Calls for greater accountability and transparencies have intensified in response to the Mounties. So the Mounties have initiated several reform efforts, including modernization of training programs, improved mental health support for officers, and enhanced community engagement strategies.
Hmm.
Let's see what else we can just skip around here because we have a better story. Let's see. In conclusion, the Mounties are at a crossroads. Addressing the issues of systematic racism, workplace harassment, and operational strain is essential for restoring the Mounties' reputation as effectiveness. As the force works toward reform, its commitment to maintaining the right and serving all Canadians with integrity and respect will be crucial for its continued success. So there is hope that the Mounties can
There is hope.
rebound. There is hope that the Mounties in their nice red jackets and their
Well, so fun.
ballooning pants.
Not all RCMP looks like this. Like I said, I've seen a very few amount of these in my life. These
Right.
horse riding red
With
Dudley
the white.
Do.
Yeah, they're all named Dudley, right? They're all named Dudley.
That's right. So the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, those are usually in smaller towns. Like we have city police. So Edmonton is the next biggest city near me. So they have
Yeah.
city police. Those are called EPS, Edmonton Police Service. And then out here where I live in Spruce Grove, they have the RCMP, which is just more like, I don't want to say rural because there's 40,000 people in my town, but like a smaller communities have RCMP. So
Oh.
it's just a police out here. And
Hmm.
I like honestly, this is the first I've ever heard about these issues
Oh,
that
really? Well,
ChatGPT, I think
don't they keep the news from you guys there? Didn't you
they do.
mention that once?
Yes, I have mentioned many times.
So yeah, so maybe it's happening, but they don't want you to know.
Well, that makes a lot of sense actually, but that's only a fairly recent thing, like within the last year that that happened. So I assume that these issues with the RCMP sort of predate that bill, whatever 58 C58 bill, not allowing us to see content online. I'm
Wait,
guessing.
there's actually a law that says we can't show you guys things. You're not allowed to see stuff.
Like, yeah, it's a bill that just was passed by our liberal government,
Right.
and they say it's because places like Facebook and the metaverse or whatever, YouTube, they are posting news information without giving credit or compensation to the authors, the journalists, the
Wait,
reporters.
wait. They're saying you guys can't read the stories because they aren't paid. enough money to put the stories out?
Yeah. So they say that uh, yeah, there should be proper compensation from the Metas and the YouTubes of the world for these journalists. And
Wow, that's
so because of it, they will not allow it to be posted anymore. No news, no Canadian
it, do-
news.
it doesn't matter if it's true or not. The problem is they're not being paid to report it.
Yeah, I it's messed up. So
That's like saying you guys can't listen to music because there's pirated music out there.
yes,
Are
correct.
you allowed to dance, or is it like Footloose up there?
Like Footloose, that's
It's
right.
like Footloose. No public dancing. No loud music.
Our prime minister, he's always out there dancing at little festivals
Oh,
like
it's
that.
illegal. It's illegal.
That's right.
You
Yeah,
got to cross. They have the prom. They got to cross it into America to and do the proms
that's
all
right.
across the board.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just supposed to be for these social media sites, but like
Right?
I have a very hard time finding news. Even for my next story, I had a hard time finding news when I searched it. And I don't even use Google, which I do believe is scrubbed pretty good. I use a different browser, but yeah, I had a hard time finding like actual news on it.
What if I sent you a link to something? Would they, if it was
Huh?
something they didn't want you to see, it wouldn't? You
Yeah,
couldn't
I could
open
say
it.
it's blocked or I don't know. It's sort of
Wow.
Canada. This is what people call us here.
Yeah, China. That's what China does.
I know.
They're not even
Well,
allowed to have Facebook.
our prime minister has been recorded saying how much he admires the leadership in China, and
Oh, so you
well,
guys are leaning towards communism there, are you?
that's right. Oh, he would love that. He would love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we won't be friends with you anymore if you have communism.
Well, I'll be
That's the
escaping
problem.
to Florida, that's for sure.
Oh, no,
It'll
I
be
didn't mean
me
you,
out
me
there
personally. I meant Canadians and
wrangling
Americans.
Hollywood.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, those Chinese really know how to do it.
Yeah.
Keeping the people down and making their own work. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, I mean, I think people talk about how they just, our government doesn't want the bad publicity. So they're blocking all news to come out of Canada. But it's like we should be able to see news about our own.
Oh, we know everything down here. Jeez.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know
We
everything.
know everything. We know stuff that we don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how it should be, full transparency. Like if
Sure.
someone's in government, if someone's in office, an elected official, there should be full transparency.
Well, think of the stuff we don't know. I mean, we know a lot of stuff, though. There's got to be worse stuff that we don't know.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm such a down the rabbit hole kind of person. I feel like there's
That's
a lot
right. You're the
I don't
conspiracy
know.
theorist person. That's right.
Conspiracy realist, I would say at this point. But
All right. We have real news, fake news, and radical news. Yes, Ron, we have it all.
that's true. You do.
We have everything here. Um, we can't talk about it's political. Damn it.
I know.
All right. There's some stuff that came out over the weekend that I'm just fascinated with. I want to get your opinion on, but we'll have to handle this later in one of our little texty conversations.
Is it all the ambulances at the White House?
No, it's the AI generated crowd shots from recent political rallies.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Well, you and I guess we'll talk off
I guess we'll
camera.
talk. Yeah, off the air. Okay, so now we got the Swifties, your favorite group of people.
So I've entitled this segment, Taylor Swift fans need to get a life.
Right.
And on my book, I wrote, Taylor Swift fans are dumb. And so, because I don't
Okay,
mention her.
next story. That's it. Next story, please.
I know, I'm saying that they need to get a life because they do. So,
You don't? Do you wait? Are you not a fan of her music at all, or you just don't like her fans?
catchy, it's fine. I don't like this cult following. I think it's absolutely bizarre how grown adults, grown women are dressing up in these tiny little outfits and spending thousands of dollars to go cry at her concert. Like it's bizarre behavior. It's like from a generation who all self-identify as, I don't know. No, I'm not going to say and not get into it, but like I don't know. It's for like a weak generation, in my opinion.
Is it
And then,
just her specifically, or like Ron put up Beatlemania? There's
well,
Deadheads that follow the Grateful Dead around.
I think the thing with the Beatles is that it was sort of ahead of its time. It was sort of newer, I guess girls thought they were cute. You know, they were throwing like the stuff with Taylor, like they're spending way more money than they ever needed to,
Right.
or like thousands and thousands. People are traveling across the world. Like I think people going to the Beatles shows probably went like when it was in their area and spent like an okay amount of money to go see them. I don't know.
Okay, what about the Grateful Dead? The Deadheads that follow them all around the country and go to all their concerts.
I mean, I guess every band has groupies.
Yeah.
Well, listen to the story and tell
Okay, go
me if
ahead. Sorry. Yes.
it's so far off. Okay,
Trying to
so
fill time. We only have one story left.
yeah, it's a long one.
Okay, all
So
right. Sorry.
in Vienna, just this past week, 3 of Taylor Swift's concerts were canceled after a terror plot, so a terror attack. There was an arrest. So 2 men were arrested and accused of plotting a terrorist attack. They found bombs and hydrogen peroxide and different ingredients at their houses. And
Right.
one was a 19-year-old Austrian man, I guess 19 would be considered a man, who
Okay.
recently pledged his allegiance to the Islamic State called ISIS-K. And the other one, I read that he was a 17-year-old boy. So
Oh,
pretty wild. But 65,000 people were expected to show up to each concert, with an additional 15,000 hanging out outside during the concert. I guess they couldn't get tickets or,
well, that's just stupid.
yes. So this ISIS-K group is based out of Afghanistan, and they've been responsible for assaults this year alone in Russia, Iran, and Turkey, and then multiple spoiled plots in Europe. So I don't think that they're really someone to mess around with, right? You have to take these things seriously.
Right.
It says that in the European terror plots that were foiled, it actually featured a lot of young people, some as young as 13 years old, that had pledged allegiance to this terrorist group. And
Wow.
they said that a lot of them have been radicalized through TikTok.
Oh,
So that's crazy. I mean, that just might be the American way of trying to ban TikTok by saying like, oh, it's,
well,
radicalizing,
once you
whatever.
watch one video, you get all of them. So you
Yeah,
watch one terrorist video, and next thing you know, your whole
I
feed's full
searched up
of.
terrorism one time. Yeah.
Right. I spelled
I'm a
hashtag something
radical.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that seems a little bit far-fetched, but um, so they weren't taking it lightly when there was a terror attack. Now, I
Sure.
don't know how they found out about it. I didn't read anything about that.
Well, it
Um,
was on TikTok.
well, yeah, I guess so. Someone
You
probably
know,
posted because
I posted a video on TikTok.
no what is it, Gen Z? No Gen Z can go about life without posting their daily activities.
Right.
So they probably were like, this is me making a bomb. This is me getting ready to go find the Taylor Swift concert. Get ready with me to open up
Get
my
ready with
bomb
me.
package.
Hashtag blow up. What's her name?
Yeah, that's right. So, but earlier in the week, so this one's not,
Allegedly. That wasn't me. I don't want anybody busting through my
not
door.
as I know, not me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were taking it seriously, especially because earlier in the week, a couple days prior, 3 kids aged 9, 7, and 6 died in a mass stabbing event, and then 10 more were injured in England during a Taylor Swift themed class for kids. So that they were taking
There was a
these threats.
class.
I don't know if it was like a Taylor Swift themed dance class. I'm not really sure. It was like a family event, and another teenager came in and stabbed and killed 3 children.
Oh, that's a terrible
So
thing.
the reason that I think that Taylor Swift fans need to get a life is
Yeah.
because instead of staying in
Right.
and hiding in the basements or
Sure.
whatever, not that you should hide, but like taking precaution when there were terror attacks
Yes.
threatened and actual bomb pieces being confiscated and things like that. They were out in the streets singing together for hours
Oh,
because they were,
unity. They're showing unity.
well, yeah, that's what someone said, that they were unifying by this. And Taylor Swift fans are resilient. That's what people were saying.
Yes, we're not letting the terrorists scare us away from our favorite person in the world.
Yeah,
Taylor.
you know what you're doing when you're putting thousands of people together? You're literally putting a bullseye on yourself. So
Swifties know no fear.
yeah, that's right. So, at some point they were singing her song Cruel Summer, which they said was an ironic nod to their current situation. This was so
Because it's a
cool.
cruel summer, yes. Because
That's
we
right.
can't hear her sing.
Yes. There was one tweet or X post that said, "We create our own safe spaces. You stupid spider boys can't destroy." So, like, yeah, you tell that terrorist.
You tell ISIS. You show them.
And
They were
it
sending a
said
bunch of
churches.
teenage girls and leg warmers over to the Middle East.
That's right. It said the churches open their doors to people to sing away their sadness. You go into these churches near the arena where it was supposed to happen. It said that pews were filled with people crying and singing. Now, were they crying because there was a terrorist attack, or are they crying because their Taylor Swift concert got canceled? Probably
The
the latter.
concert got canceled, right?
It said that people were everywhere singing and swapping friendship bracelets, because that's the new thing with Taylor Swift. You get friendship bracelets with all these like different colored beaded bracelets.
Why
And
can't
so,
Travis Kelsey go to her concert? Why were they upset about that? Oh, sorry, Ron just put up a comment.
oh, okay. I don't know, because he's got better things to do, probably.
No, it says, why was anyone surprised? They were upset when Travis Kelsey went to her concerts. Is that the one she's dating, or is that the brother of
Yeah,
the one she's dating? That's the one she's dating?
that's her
Her
boyfriend.
boyfriend. Oh, they're having problems, I saw yesterday online.
Oh, yeah, and the Swifties probably came for him. She said something, and then they like are gonna go murder this guy now.
Well,
Anyway,
he found her phone or something, and she's been texting an old boyfriend or something who's trying to get back with her, and
is
she's
that is
entertaining
that
the guy's thing. Is that what?
is that real, or did you make that up?
No, I saw that yesterday on probably on TikTok. I guess I don't know.
On
Oh,
the
somewhere.
Hollywood Inquirer?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, she's got so many boyfriends to choose from, so
Right. I mean,
right. And there was another X post saying that we may not have gotten to hear the song August live in August like we thought, but we still
right.
got to sing it together. This healed something in me. Swifties are so beautiful. I will never forget.
Oh, nice.
Dang. If you
Nice.
think that
Nice.
standing in a street where a terrorist attack was supposed to happen, singing Taylor Swift songs is healing, then my friend, you need a better psychiatrist.
Or you need a psychiatrist.
Or you need a psychiatrist. That's
We don't
right.
have those mandatory in the United States. That's just you guys. We don't do that here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I don't know.
optional. It's optional
I
here
just
in the
thought it was
freedom country.
I just thought it was a very weird story.
It
Like,
is.
I just think
It's
you
strange.
need to, number one, prioritize your safety. Number two, like, realize that your life is not worth
We will
dying
be safe.
for a
We are the
concert.
Swifties.
But we're singing in unison in the streets.
Yeah,
Terror.
they don't blow those kind of people up.
Yeah, I just thought it was really dumb. That's why I said Taylor Swift fans need to get a life.
What? Okay, what's worse, the fact that they are targeting Swifties? They think they're an organization that needs to be destroyed, or the fact that the Swifties think they are untouchable because they are the fans of Taylor Swift, the
The
Messiah, or
second
whatever they think she is.
terrorist attacks are going after this because it's going to make a huge
Sure,
uh
right? Yeah, it'll
impact.
be all over the news.
You know that there's tons everywhere, like tons of
Right,
fans everywhere. It's going to make a huge impact. Taylor Swift's the most popular thing right now.
right.
So yeah, like if you're going to do it, obviously you're going to do it at a Taylor Swift concert. That makes sense from the mind of a terrorist. It's the
Sure.
fact that the Swifties think that
If you
they're,
blow up one group, they're going to be bigger groups, and then you blow them up too.
well, that's just it. Like you don't think
Not
that
that I'm
there's
helping. That's not an
like, do you
idea.
think it's just two teenage boys working alone wanting to bomb the place? No, of course not. So they arrested these
Well,
guys, but like there's a heck of a lot more out there.
it's just
So
two of them. They didn't look good in the t-shirts, so.
right.
Hashtag Taylor Swift World Series and Super Bowl. Yes, they're all bringing the same amounts of people.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Yes.
I don't know. I just think people need to make better choices, and losing your life over going to a Taylor Swift concert doesn't seem
It's the
rational or,
biggest thing in the world right now, Becky.
yeah, I know. See how heated I get about this?
Swifties unite.
Solidarity.
Solidarity. We are the Swifties.
See, I told you this would take us right to it. We're
It
eight
did, right?
o'clock.
Oh, now we're over. All right. Well, in closing, Becky does
Do I
not
need
like
to
the
go?
Swifties.
No.
We are very sad. A lot of people have died.
Yeah,
And you can't sue for stupidity getting into a fiberglass tube.
that's right.
All right. Tomorrow, Becky and Rick will be on, where Becky will be talking more about the Swifties. There'll be something else stupid that they've done. Rick will be hopped up on caffeine and pre-workout. I'm sure he'll be ready to go.
This is so true.
So join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the freedom world of America.
7 a.m. in the communist world of Canada.
7 a.m. in the soon to be communist Canadian, where they're going to have their own clocks soon, too.
That's right. That's right.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. I'm Mike Palmer. This is Becky Turner. We got to go, guys.
Bye.
Bye.